Hello and Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Aminuddin Muhammad. I am a final year student of University Technology Mara UiTM in the study of Material Science and Technology, Faculty of Applied Science. So today I would like to share my experience doing my practical training in Malaysia Nuclear Agency and my project for this practical training, which is, as you can see, the topic is conditioning of diethyl hexyl phosphoric acid using geopolymer. Alright, so before I continue, these are the topics that I will talk about. The first one is about Malaysian Nuclear Agency. Next is about the department where I'm doing my practical training, West Technology Development Center, or the short form is WestTech. The third one is the main component for my project, the DEPA, diethyl hexyl phosphoric acid. The fourth one is the method I'm using, which is geopolymer. The second last is about the project itself, and the last but not least is conclusion. Okay, so we move on to the first topic, which is the background of Malaysian Nuclear Agency. So this agency was established on 11 November in 1971 with the name of Center of Research and Application of Nuclear Energy, or the short form is CRANE. So the aim of this agency was to study the possibility of Malaysia to take part in the nuclear field. The name for this agency has been changed for a few times, such as Puspati, UTN, MIN, and the last one is the current name, which is Malaysian Nuclear Agency. The Malaysian Nuclear Agency is under the supervision of Ministry of Science, Technology and Innovation, also known as MOSTI. Okay, so we move on to the next part, the West Technology Development Center. Under Malaysian Nuclear Agency, the existence of West Technology Development Center, also known as WestTech, began its operation in 1984. The main duty of WestTech are to plan, handle and manage radioactive waste that are being produced all around in Malaysia. In other words, WestTech Unit, also known as National Radioactive Waste Management Center. The service provided by WestTech has met the requirements in quality management system and has been acknowledged by CIRIM since 2018. Okay, now let's talk about DEPA OK. What is DEPA OK? DEPA OK is a combination of DEPA and OK. So first of all, DEPA, diethyl hexyl phosphorus acid, is a type of organophosphorus compound that is commonly used to extract rare earth elements such as uranium and thorium. The chemical formula for DEPA is carbon 16, hydrogen 35, oxygen 4, and phosphorus. The reaction between phosphorus pentoxide and 2-ethylhexanol is what made this colorless solvent. Next is OK. OK is odorless kerosene. Odorless kerosene is kerosene that has been put under process of hydrotreating in order to remove its odor. OK is ideal to be used for home usage, such as for stove and for barbecue. Then here it is, the DEPA OK. DEPA OK is widely used due to its advantage such as low cost, high extraction efficiency and effective separation of rare earth element from impurity ions, and the addition of odorless kerosene has been helping and increase the extraction efficiency. Okay, next let's move on to geopolymer. Geopolymer is a method that has been developed in construction industry where cement is replaced by pozzolanic material such as fly ash and activated by alkali activator. As you can see here, we have a figure that shows the process of making geopolymer concrete. So first we have metakaolin. Fly ash is actually an example of metakaolin substance, and there is also alkaline activator. Example of alkaline activator is sodium hydroxide or anything substance that is alkaline, and also sometimes there are addition of additives such as superplasticizer to improve the structure of the geopolymer concrete. Okay, now let's dive into the next topic, which is about my project that I have to conduct during my practical training in the Malaysian Nuclear Agency. So a little bit of information about my project is back in 1996, Malaysian Nuclear Agency received a huge volume of Depa OK from ASEAN Rare Earths Company. The volume is about 33.5 cubic meter or 30,000 liter in volume. Currently, the Depa OK is stored in two HDPE tanks with a volume of 17 cubic meters each. The Depa OK waste is in liquid form and corrosive in nature. The prolonged storage of the waste may lead to health and environmental treatment hazard, which come from the potential leaking that will contaminate the storage area. Therefore, a method called geopolymer has been chosen to solidify this waste. The composition of Depa OK is actually 30% Depa and 70% OK. So, if we can separate the odorless kerosene from the Depa OK, the volume of the product from the geopolymerization process can be reduced a lot. Because the odorless kerosene itself does not contain any radioactivity, therefore only the Depa that needs to be solidified. Two methods that has been chosen to separate the odorless kerosene from Depa is by distillation and neutralization. So for the geopolymerization process, a few chemicals are needed, which are the Depa itself and sodium hydroxide and sodium silicate as the alkaline activator, the additive which is super plasticizer, and fly ash. After the mixing of all the substance, the mixture will be poured into the molds and it is left a week to be hardened. Due to the long half-time of the uranium and thorium that contains in Depa, the geopolymer concrete need to have the highest strength possible to contain the Depa. So the procedure of geopolymerization process need to be repeated a few times to find the optimum concentration and amount of chemicals that need to be used to find the highest strength possible for the geopolymer concrete. So here are the example of geopolymer concrete that I have made during my practical training. And last but not least, as the conclusion, I can say that I have gained a lot of experience while doing my practical training in Malaysian Nuclear Agency under the West Technology Development Center, West Tech Unit. A huge appreciation and thanks I would like to give to my supervisor, Encik Ahmad Khairul Ikram, for willing to supervise, helping and taking care of me while I'm doing my practical training in Malaysian Nuclear Agency, along with the help of Encik Rafizi and Puan Wahida. So that's all from me. Thank you very much and Assalamualaikum.